it takes great courage to write a book about how to wash the dishes. But it takes great courage to write a book about shadows and their effect on everything. It's brilliant. And so that's where everything matters. It all matters. And, it's a funny book because the typeface is really not wonderful. But there it is. And it's always been $9.95. I think it went up to $10.95 now. I was shocked. But, a shop like this, that's its book.
Books that you talk about is In Praise of Shadows, which you mentioned a couple of times in the book, and you kind of talk about it almost as if the shop itself was tied to it in some sort of a way.
Well, it's a very interesting book, wonderful book. We've always carried it, and we'll always carry it, and that's the length of the store. I'll have it. Jim Olson, he laughs and says, "I give this to all the people I do houses for. I know they don't read it." But if any of them read it, they'd have a better sense of the work I put into making this house perfect.
What is it you love about that book in particular?
It's a fascinating subject, Shadow. And it takes great courage in a sense, it takes great courage to write a book about how to wash the dishes. But it takes great courage to write a book about shadows and their effect on everything. It's brilliant. And so that's where everything matters. It all matters. And, it's a funny book because the typeface is really not
you design
wonderful. But there it is. And it's always been $9.95. I think it went up to $10.95 now. I was shocked. But, a shop like this, that's its book.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite stories was when the guy came in and wanted your 10 most expensive books. Yeah. He had all these $300, $1,000 books that were going out to him, and then this $9.95.
I couldn't resist. I put that at the end, and he was a very sweet guy. He said, he really wasn't. He'd never been in the store. He came in and looked at it and said, "Fine. Give me the 10 most expensive. Give me the 10 best books you've got." I never mentioned money. Give me the 10 best books you got. That's all he said. Yeah. Then he went back to doing what he was doing. It's like, I said, well, it's like wine. I'm going to give you the 10 most expensive wines I've got. And he said, yeah, that's what I mean. Give me the 10 best books, 10 best bottles of wine you got. And I said, well, and I put that one in, and he said, so the 10 best, you gave me a $9.95 book on shadows? I said, well, it's one of the best. It's just kind of he said, make it 11. So I pulled some other big thing down. He was great. He was couldn't have been happier. Took the book, everybody's, it was the truth. Yeah. It was the truth. You are, it's that you are public. You think about a city, and sure, the Pike Place Market is public, but most cities don't have a Pike Place Market. Yeah. Sure, a restaurant and a cafe is public, but you have to go buy something and eat it or drink it. And sure, a hair salon is there, but you can't go into a hair salon. Try. Hi, can I help you? You don't really have any place that you can go into the hallway of some office, but somebody's going to say, hi, can I help you? Mostly, it's just shops. And when they're good, when they work, it's a great thing. It's a great thing for a city. And there's a section of Sydney, Australia that has 2 or 3 blocks worth of essentially dress shops. The greatest. All the way up one side and all the way up the other. Dress shops, all different dress shops. They just got started and kept going. Each one, individual dress shops, the greatest. And each town has a stationery store. Each town has a, New Zealand, every town has a stationery store. always makes me laugh. Livingston, Montana, the cattle drive on the Yellowstone River, the nexus of all the cattle, has Saxon and Fryer, brilliant stationery store. For who? Because it's a literate town.